Okay, hi all. I just wanted to go through the solution to question 6 in your textbook because it's a little bit different to the questions that we'd been doing earlier. Now, there are several ways of going about this, but one way that I like to do it is, excuse me, is to make out the grid that you'd normally make out when you're working out income tax, and then fill in the information that you know from the question first, and then try and work out what the information that you don't know is. So we have the grid here, we put the gross pay in here, we know that. The standard tax works out here, the higher tax here, we work out add these two together to get our gross tax, we subtract our tax credits, and we end up with our tax payable. And if we're asked, then also we can subtract our tax payable from our gross pay to get our net income. Okay, so looking at question 6 for a start, it says Siobhan has tax credits of 1,650 there. So we can put that straight into our grid here. Tax credits we know goes here, and it's minus 1,650. Okay, then what else? She pays 7,000 income tax. Well, that's our tax payable, isn't it? That's 7,000, so we can put that in down here. 7,000. What other information? Her standard rate cutoff point is 35,300. Well, assuming that she earns more than the standard rate cutoff point, well, we know then that up here is going to be 35,300 at, and it says the standard rate of tax is 20%, the higher rate is 40%. So at 20%. And this is going to be some amount at 40%. Okay? Now, what can we do further? We can say that, well, we can get 35,300 by 20%, or we can get 20% of that. What does it work out to be? 10% is 3,530, so 7,060, I believe. Okay. Furthermore, what we can do is we know that the gross tax minus the tax credits gives us the tax payable. So if we want to get to the gross tax, what we could do is just add this tax credits back onto the tax payable. So this and this added together gives me 8,650. And so if you want to double check, 8,650 minus 1,650 gives me 7,000. Perfect, we're okay there. So the next thing is we know that this standard tax and this higher tax, when we add them together, it gives me 8,650. So if I subtract 7,060 from 8,650, I should get what my higher tax is. Okay, so I think actually I'll be doing a bit of multiplication in a moment, so I'm going to get my calculator here. So 35,300, I'll just double check my work there, 7,060 is okay, and then subtract that from 8,650, and we get this should be equal to 1,590. Okay, so if that's 1,590, and we know that that's 40% of some figure, well, we can do our little workings that we ordinarily do, say this is equal to 40%, what's 100% of the figure? So we can divide it by 40 to get 1% and multiply by 100 to get 100%. That's one way. There are several ways you can do it. So I'm going to do that, divide it by 40 and then multiply by 100, gives me 3,975. Okay, and then we know that this part and this part added together give us our gross pay. So we can just say 3,975 plus 35,300 equals 39,275, and that's our gross pay. Now, of course, we have to look at what the actual question was asking for. Question 6, calculate the total amount of her income charged at the higher rate of 40%. So the total amount of her income charged at the higher rate of 40% was this amount. And then the second part was calculate her gross income. And this is her gross income here.